This is the end all be all. Start with
Can you stroke your books in private like normal people? All right, welcome back to Book Dust Media. My name is Alex, joined as always by my lovely and beautiful wife, Bethany. Today we're going to be going over all the books that I didn't read this year, but all the books that Bethany read this year. If I did mine, the video would already be done. So let's jump into all the books that you read this year.
I am up to 30 plus. I'm saying 30 plus because there's a couple books that I did not bring down here. You're not interested in them. But right here is 30 books. So this is my year. Well, it's my year so far. Can I date the video? Because I want credit. It's not the end of the year yet.
It's not the end of the year, but
not.
we're only 3 weeks until the end of the year, so pretty much.
Yeah, but I'm planning on doing at least another 4.
We'll mention those at the end, what you think you'll finish by the end of the year then.
Sure.
Let's jump into what you started, kind of what got you back into reading too, after not reading for a while, the first series that you read, and then we'll see where the journey took you.
It's so shiny. It's so shiny. Yes, so it was your fault. You told me that I didn't do enough with my life and that I should read, and I was watching too much TV or something. But he brought this home to resell, and I picked it up, and it never left the house.
No, you cannot resell this.
You cannot. So I started with Hunger Games. It was awesome. Hunger Games led into, I think is it Catching Fire and then Mockingjay, or Mockingjay and then Catching Fire? I'm not sure which. I feel like this is the next one. Does it have them in here? Anyway, whatever the order is, I read it in the right order. Then Mockingjay, which came, this was almost my first DNF of the year. So
You did not like
I did not like this. I got like a fourth of the way through this book, and I just grumbled at you. I stopped. Then I read a whole nother entire series and then came back because I was just, I was already a fourth of the way through. I finished it and I still have strong feelings. Like, so strong. I still haven't even watched the movie. We didn't even start it. I just watched the preview for it.
Sure, it's better than the movie, or the book that's next. That's terrible movies.
Yeah, the books were good.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one question. Out of all those books, what's the favorite book out of that series? Well, I'm going to say it's Catching Fire.
Yeah, I liked this one. I liked the Games and Trials in this one. The Games and Trials were really good in number 1. But book 2 and movie 2, I think we both enjoyed the Games and Trials in this better.
Yeah.
I still like the way that the series ended. I really like the whole series. I should probably watch this movie. The reason I didn't like, the book was written well and everything. The reason I didn't like it is I don't like things from the mass murderer's point of view, and like I couldn't deal with that. I couldn't deal with reading it from his point of view and making him not seem like a really evil mass murdering dictator. Like, that was just too hard for me. Moving on to Divergent. Divergent was really good too. I did enjoy these. The movies were terrible.
So bad.
They were really bad. They were like Christmas movie status, like the ones your moms probably watch, like those old Hallmark Christmas movie stat. Like, the actors were
it's
that
bad.
Quality. That was rough. So I like Divergent, Insurgent, Allegiant. This is the prequel. This is hit or miss. It wasn't great.
Okay. Same question out of the series. What was your favorite book from the series?
Probably for this one, I would say book number 1 was pretty good. I liked the concept with Divergent and how everything was broken up. It still was dystopian. I was really on a dystopian kick. And the kind of games and like the trials and that were really pretty good. Book number 2 was really good too. Book number 3, I think a lot of people were weird about that whole weird sci-fi dystopian kick that it kind of got into.
That's what you read after those?
It was somewhere in here. I honestly don't remember. It's a standalone. It was my guilty pleasure. It's the claw. It's good for what it is, but it's like so far more romance than like anything else. It's like you can't really call it fantasy. Going into My Court of Thorns and Roses. I want to blame you because you kept telling me like this was the book that everybody was talking about. To be fair though, I should really blame someone that I work with because she was like, it's still kind of dystopian, you should read this. And it just led into a whole fairies and everything. It's good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I also gave it to my mother-in-law to read. You're welcome. But yeah, A Court of Thorns and Roses, super awesome, which was followed up by A Court of Mist and Fury. If you're going to ask me which the best one is out of all of these, this one is the best one out of all of these, at least so far. She's still currently writing in this series, and when the next book comes out, I'm going to reread this whole series. Like, I know I am. So if you want to ask me about which books I'm going to reread, this series is going down again for sure. Followed up by A Court of Wings and Ruin. Also awesome.
This is the Christmas special, right?
That is the Christmas special. Okay. That is the novella, but it's definitely the Christmas special. Is this from that? In A Court of Silver Flames. I really liked this. This is where the Valkyrie come in. And that's super cool. This was a really good book. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. So good. Like, this is the end all be all. It is so good. So start with
Can you stroke your books in private like normal people?
Okay.
Clip that. Okay.
So this is the novella to this series. This is the 0.5. This is probably the best novella, the best 0.5 book that I've read out of all of the different series out. They've all had novellas and stuff with them. Super awesome. Started at the beginning with this. I still stand by that choice. That's the way to do it. So the Assassin's Blade is amazing. Throne of Glass. Crown of Midnight. Heir of Fire. This is probably like my second favorite out of this like series because I'm trying to think of Queen of Shadows, Empire of Storms. This is a long series. It's so good though. Yes, this is supposed to be, I was just talking to somebody about work who's actually reading it the right way. I did not read it the right way. I did not read these two together at the same time. But there's actually a way of reading them together where you do them chapter to chapter because they're the same timeline, different parts of the world there. Tower of Dawn. Yeah.
This series is still ongoing?
Yes.
This one's finished, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so sad. I have such strong feelings. This book is amazing. This series was so good.
Okay, is that the best book out of?
Yes.
Okay, that's the best book out of all.
Yes. It's the best book out of all the alls. All the alls? All y'alls?
All y'all.
Anyway.
Oh, wait. I was going to ask the question, but you just answered the question. If you were stranded on a desert island and you could only take one of the books.
I can only take one book, though. I can't take one series.
I'm not saying series. One book. What book would it be? It would be that one? I was going to wait to ask you that question at the end, but...
Wait, ask me at the end. Maybe I'll change my mind by the time I look at all these books. I don't think I will. It would be this book. And I would take the whole series with me. No, I don't care what you say. I would put it in my luggage. It would all go with me. And at least then I would...
on a stranded island.
Yeah.
You shipwrecked and you held the book up out of the water and then you got to the island and only one book.
At least it's a big book. It's hefty. It's a good sized book. Is it the biggest? No, these ones are... it's comparable. It's a good sized book. She's a thick girl. That's
what she said.
That's what he said? Okay. Reset.
That's what all y'all said.
All y'all said.
Alright.
Crescent City. Crescent City was cool. Crescent City's got all the things. Like, all the things are on this. Every, like, possible kind of creature is in this. But yes, Crescent City is good. It's not this book, but it's good. I'm sorry. Yeah, Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood, if you want to be, like, more specific. House of Sky and Breath. And House of Flame and Shadows. Really, really good book. This I saved for the last, which was awesome because it intermixes the rest of her worlds. Mostly mixes with A Court of Thorns and Roses, but it does have little bits of Throne of Glass in there too. So it mixes all the things
Same
together.
question. What is the best book from that series?
I would still say this one.
Is that the last one?
This is the last one. So this is the newest book that she's
I was watching
put out.
someone and someone said they would totally
They hated it?
hate that, you know, like rewrite that book out of the series. That was their least favorite. I don't know who it was.
Okay, so the first one is really, really good. And the first one has that end that she does where it's the last 200 pages and you feel like it's just like this whole tornado. It is probably the biggest tornado that she's put in like any of her books is in the first one. And you're like, what's happening? But it also takes a lot to get into. It was like 200 pages before I felt like I knew what was happening in the series. It was like super confusing to get into, but then the last was like super awesome. But this, I would still say this book because I really enjoyed how it mixed her other worlds into it. And the whole time I was trying to think about what's going on and how she was going to bring everything together and stuff and pick up all those little pieces that she was weaving into the series. This is where I hold up the book that I'm missing, and you put it right here.
No,
You high five it? Thank you.
First one.
Yeah, so Daughter of No Worlds is the first one in the War of Lost Heart. It was, even though I had finished reading Crescent City at that point, it was my way of trying to fill the hole that Throne of Glass in this book had left in me. So I started with that one. It was really, really awesome. Followed by Children of Fallen Gods, Mother of Death and Dawn. You're going to ask me which is the best one out of the...
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hold this up.
It's the best one.
Mother of Death and Dawn. Yes.
That's
I
the
think
best
so.
one.
They were all really, really good. I really enjoyed how it ended. I didn't enjoy that it ended. She should have had like, I don't know, like 8 more books to the series. But I did enjoy how it ended, and I did like the character development that she had worked through the books. Okay. So when I cried after the end of this series, I went on to One Dark Window. So One Dark Window is awesome. The way that it's written is so good and so poetic and dark and gothic, and it is fantastic. Yeah, it's really good. It's weird because I had gone through dystopian and then lots of fairies and then still some fae-ness going on here. And so it led into this world, and there's none of that, but there's like monsters and stuff. So magic and monsters, and the way the magic system works in the series is really awesome. One Dark Window, followed it up. I picked this book up yesterday, and I'm like 1/4 of the way through. It's so good. It's hard not to like read it like super fast. Like I want to like soak in it and like just, you know, enjoy it so much, but it reads really quick. Followed up with the Two Twisted Crowns and the Shepherd King duology. So I'm 1/4 of the way through this. While I was waiting for my book, I found my way halfway through Fourth Wing, and that's where I'm at. I finished these 2, so that'll put me at, this is book number 5. book number 6 of my 10 before the end. Then The Iron Flame, number 2 to this one. And When the Moon Hatched. Then Heartless Hunter,
But you're going to finish The Moon Hatched.
When the Moon Hatched.
Before the end of the year? Do you have that book coming?
Yeah.
From the library?
Yeah.
I didn't realize
I
that.
had to stop it. So I was like way far back, and then it slowly was like trickling forward, and then I paused it so it wouldn't come out too early. So it should come out this next week, and I should be ready. I should be ready for it by then. So When the Moon Hatched, Heartless Hunter, I think, and A Fate Inked in Blood.
Okay.
Why are you laughing? No. Because you don't think I could do it?
I was going to buy you one of those books for Christmas, but you're going to finish it before Christmas even comes.
Yeah, I'm still going to want it. See, that's the thing. I took up the library in hopes that I would help me save money because I felt like I was buying too many books.
Yeah, but then you want to buy the books like you already want these books.
Yeah. I do. Because once I've read them, they're like so good. Like, they're so good.
So everything that you read, what you're going to finish here with. Now, one last question before we put a bow on this video. Out of all of the books, I've asked you what book you like out of all series. You have to pick one book. What is the best book and what is the worst book you read this year? So the best book you read this year and worst book.
You did a good job with that.
Number 1? Book of the year?
Book of the year.
Okay.
Book of the year, hands down. But best series, best book of the year. Just so good. Like, I can't say enough about it. I read all her works, and then I started reading other stuff, and I thought I would probably maybe end up liking a different writer. No. It's this.
Okay. Worst book.
So good. I would probably say this was the least strong. The novella that goes with Divergent, probably the least strong as far as writing goes, all the stuff. Yes, it's hard not to just on principle. I did almost just DNF this thing, and coming back to it was hard, but it was still, I think it was written better. And it was stronger in its writing. It was stronger in it forced me to think a way I didn't really want to think. Is probably what was so hard for me to get into and keep watching, and why I still haven't watched the movie. I don't know, but that's just because I'm reading other books. I would rather sit and read. So yeah, so this best, boom, worst, boom.
Alright guys, make sure you give us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below if you read any of these books before. Let us know what your favorite read of the year is. And make sure
the worst read of the year.
Sure.
That would be
Best
probably
and worst book of the year. And also smash that subscribe button so you don't miss the next chapter.
Wow. Yes. Did you pause me so you could do that?
Yes.
Without okay. I was like, what did I do wrong? Seriously, I was like,
start over, or not start over.
Clip that, put that in the end.
Yeah.